Hello students, I'm librarian Nora Rackley. Let's continue our quick tour of library resources by finding articles. In part 1 of this video, we stopped at our library's database's A to Z page. To get there again, we're going to go back to the library's homepage at lssc.edu/library. From here, we will click Libraries, then the Database Search tab above the search box, and finally the database's A to Z link. One of the most popular article databases at LSSC is Academic Search Complete. Academic Search Complete is a database that has journals, articles, newspapers, magazines, and many other types of sources that will allow you to find credible information for your papers. If we type the keyword diabetes here, we get 200,000 plus articles for this specific search. We can do a few things to narrow down this search. The first thing I want to do is make sure that I'm only seeing full text articles, which I am. I also want to make sure that my dates are within a 5-year window. So since this is 2022, our 5 years would start in 2017. So I'm going to change the date here to 2017 and hit the enter key. This ensures that the results we see are in the correct date range of 5 years for medical topics. As you can see, we still have a lot of articles. We have 74,996. So now I want to use my keywords to narrow my topic. As soon as I tap in the search box and hit my space bar, the database gives me possible ways of narrowing down the search. I can use any of these variations or add my own. I want to explore the effects of dance on diabetes. So I'm going to type in diabetes and dance. The word "and" tells the computer to search for both words, diabetes and dance, in all of my results. So now I'm going to click search. And as you can see, we've narrowed down our results considerably to 31. This may or may not be enough sources depending on what you need to support in your paper. This first article, however, looks like a good source for our paper. To read the article, I can click on the title and open the main record. This is going to look a bit familiar since we accessed the book record in part 1. On this page, you can read a summary of the article and use the same tools we saw before. We can print, email, save, cite, create notes, listen to the source as it's being read, and a few other options. If you wanted to save a hyperlink to the source, remember that you cannot use the hyperlink in your browser window. Instead, click on the permalink and use that as your permanent link to this resource. If you're going to use the Cite button on this page, make sure you verify the citation using the MLA or APA citation resources on your course LibGuide. To read the full text article, click on the PDF full text link. Although you can also read the HTML version of the full text, the PDF full text will give you a scan of the pages, which makes the article easy to cite. Downloading a copy of the PDF using this little download button here is the best way to save an article from Academic Search Complete. Before we leave this database, I want to demonstrate a more complex search. Remember that our original search of diabetes and dance gave us 31 results. Let's see what happens when I attempt an advanced search. I'm going to start over by clicking on the EBSCOhost logo and then clicking Advanced Search. I'm going to make sure that my limiters are in place ahead of time this time by clicking Full Text and setting my dates to 2017 through 2022. Then I'm going to type diabetes in the first box. And in the second box, I'm going to type dance again, then the word or, and then the word exercise, because dance is a form of exercise, and then the word fitness. Or is a Boolean search term that tells the computer to find either term in the search results. I want to make my search a bit more general by adding the word exercise and the word fitness, both separated by ors. Let's see what happens. As you can see, our results have expanded by several thousand. And although you may not necessarily want to view all of them, these results may provide more specific information about your topic. To narrow the results more, you could add an additional keyword in the third box, like health. This narrows your search down to 2,000 articles, which is a bit more manageable and will likely lead to information about the effects of exercise on health in diabetic patients. I also want to point out the limiters on the left-hand side of the page. Be aware that you can search through the results and only look at academic journals, magazines, and newspapers by clicking on this source types arrow and seeing how many academic journals, magazines, and newspapers there are. Magazines and newspapers are written for the general public and will therefore be less narrow in scope and more accessible for those of us who aren't as familiar with medical terminology as doctors are. Journal articles are going to be more complex and difficult to understand because they are written for professionals in the field, like doctors, nurses, etc. For more information on this or any other research topic, refer to the library's homepage or contact me via email at rackleyN@lsse.edu.